Hello guys, it's Ryan Ho back with another video. Today I want to talk about the Razer Strider in combination with the Razer Viper V3 Pro as well as the WL Mouse Beast X, because this combination of mouse and mouse pad has been used to win tournaments. So I figured it'd be pretty interesting to kind of discuss what I think about the mouse pad. Quite a few players use the Razer Strider, and it's really interesting too because a lot of people say like, oh, you're playing a Valorant, which is a tactical FPS. And a lot of people say you should have a slow mouse pad, but this is definitely not a slow mouse pad. This is a pretty fast mouse pad. And I mean, it does have some control, being the surface a little bit more kind of textured. So it does help you slow your mouse pad a little bit down. I mean, your mouse a little bit, but you know, it's still considered a fast mouse pad to be playing, I guess, the game Valorant. But I think that's totally fine. A lot of people say like you need the slower ones, but I don't think that's true. I actually prefer faster mouse pads to play Valorant, but that's just me. So the Razer Strider is what people call a hybrid mouse pad. So what that really leads to is the fact that, you know, basically it is hard and soft at the same time. The hardness gives it the ability to kind of glide fast. So, you know, your mouse will move fast on it and, you know, zip around. However, it's soft in the sense of that you can actually roll this mouse pad up so you can bring it everywhere with you. So it's not necessarily like a slab or like a glass mouse pad, right? So it has the benefits of both. So this texture right here kind of gives you just a little bit more control. So a mouse like this that has like bigger feet, and it's a little bit heavier than the WL mouse, which only has kind of 4 dot skates, and you can definitely feel more resistance on the Razer right here versus the WL mouse. And the other thing about it is that this mouse pad, you know, has that texture, which, you know, some people might find it just a little bit more sandpapery on their skin and might feel a little bit more uncomfortable versus a nice soft and smooth pad. So it's also worth noting that the stitching of this mouse pad is actually very low profile, so you can actually run your mouse over it and you won't even go over the side. So a lot of times if your mouse pad has a big stitching, you'll kind of run up and kind of hit and it'll stop it and slow down your mouse pad. But this one, it's such a low stitching that your mouse will just fly over it. So they did a really good job on the stitching. Another property of this mouse pad is that it's actually water resistant. So if you put water on it, it actually kind of resists it as much, so it won't get soaked in as fast. So it's also really good if you're in like a high moisture environment, which I'm not. I live in California where it's pretty dry, honestly. And the third thing about this mouse pad, I think, is the fact that it really doesn't have much give. So if you push down on it with your hand or your mouse, it doesn't really kind of go down at all. So I feel like some people like pushing into their mouse pad to slow down their mouse while they're kind of swiping around. However, depending on how hard you push, the slower your mouse moves. For me, I don't really like doing that. I feel like that's an extra variable in your mouse pad that can just kind of screw up your consistency. So the fact that this mouse pad doesn't have any of that push down effect, I actually like personally. Now I know some people like playing with, you know, slower mouse pads that can do that, but my preference is having a really flat and sturdy mouse pad that doesn't really have give at all. So I actually like that property of this mouse pad a lot. And really what this adds up this being is just honestly a very consistent mouse pad. It's fast, but it's not the fastest thing I've ever used. I have reviewed the Fnatic Jet. That thing is even faster. It has like no texture. It's basically like smooth. Your mouse just like goes flying, versus this mouse pad actually gives some texture to kind of slow it down so it's not too insanely fast, but I still consider this a fast mouse pad. And honestly, when I'm actually playing games, I really like how just a lot of people, the nerdy people, call it, you know, dynamic friction and static friction. But essentially what it means is that like when you start your little movements for your mouse, you can really do really small movements without putting much effort or much force. And then while you're in motion, it also, you know, moves fast, doesn't really have much resistance. But I feel like you can actually feel your mouse a lot because of that texture. So you can kind of feel the glide if you really need that type of feedback. It kind of gives it to you. But there's really not much else to talk about. I mean, it's a mouse pad. You can play well with a lot of mouse pads. This is just a fast and consistent one. It's not the slow, muddy control pads that people buy. And this is, you know, sold by Razer. So, I mean, you can basically probably find it like anywhere in the world. And yeah, that's basically it. This is the kind of game-winning combo that some people have used, and I honestly really like it. Anyways, I hope this video helps you guys. Please like and subscribe down below. Helps my videos out, and I'll see you guys in my next video.